Hey, welcome to Roasted-Newt. I'm Michael. I'll be a reader for the next 10 minutes or so. I'd like to start off by saying, if you're feeling anxious, remember to breathe. Take deep breaths in, let it out. If you're going through something negative, just remember that nighttime always turns to day. The sun always rises and falls every day. Everything goes up, everything goes down, everything breathes out, everything breathes in. It goes in cycles, just like everything goes in cycles. And I'd also like to talk about humans. And hang on a sec, I just got to turn this music down. It's right here. What makes us human is our creativity and our ability to create and imagine and bring ideas into the physical world. So think about art, music, dancing, anything creative. Everything you see around you was created by a human in some idea. Like even the planet was, created by something that I know you could believe it's God or aliens or anything, even the universe itself creating itself, But this is powerful because what we've got to remind ourselves of is our potential and our abilities to create. So it doesn't, when you're creating something, it doesn't have to be a product. It doesn't have to be anything it's not. It can be fun. It can be playful. Writing, I'm encouraging you to write a book, to write down your thoughts, to draw, and what you could do to manifest things that you want is write about what you want, draw what you want, and imagine what you want, because this is the power of our brain and our mind and our soul and spirit and body. I believe you can manifest things into reality this way. So I encourage you to write a short story about your dream reality, and be realistic, but also be open to possibilities. Because anything is possible. I can tell you that for a fact because for many years, I never thought I was going to be able to afford or be able to live by myself. But it took me 6 or 7 or 8 years or whatever to manifest it, and here I am finally, and it's magical, it's beautiful. I finally get the time to think and breathe and be myself by myself in my own way. But if you're in a situation where you're living with other people, just hang in there. Try to get along. But what I was saying about what makes us human is our ability to create. So and imagine and plan ahead and visualize and build. Because if you look at every other species on the planet, they all adapt to their environment, but humans adapt the environment to themselves. So you can say that humans are like half god, half monk, half ape or something, half alien, half monkey. And there's a cool documentary I recommend that someone showed me. It's called The Anunnaki Connection. You don't have to believe it, but it's just very interesting about the origins of humans and how we were created to mine gold for space aliens. Just let me think, because I was facing a lot of resistance when it came to getting ready to make this video. I feel like making a lot of these videos lately, and this is my way of being creative. Also, I make music, so I encourage you to make up your own little tunes in your head, funny tunes. Make up a funny tune about your life or something in your life that's hilarious, or even if you're in a bad situation, try to see the humor of it, and just laugh at it. Positivity. After all, toxic positivity is better than toxic negativity. Whether it's toxic or not, I'd rather be positive than negative. But there's a time and place for everything, As I said, night and day. And negativity is a necessary catalyst for positive change. Remember that. And this might help you with your jobs and your finances or earthly matters. Like, you might come up with a new idea, or it's like a muscle. The more you create, the more you practice being creative, the better and easier it becomes. So just start by starting. So if you're procrastinating, just start. I am Michael. I live by myself. I am happy. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So I don't know really what else to say, but I just wanted to talk about how what makes us human. But notice how animals and, like, say, dogs and cats and stuff, they don't really feel much of a sense of guilt like we do. They just do whatever they instinctively want to do. Like, whereas we have a different way of thinking. Like, we feel guilty about things, and maybe that's just how we've evolved. I'm not sure, but we're the same as animals, but we're separate from them at the same time. So we need to eat food just like animals. We need to sleep. We need to do poo. We need to drink water. We need to breathe air. We need to reproduce just like animals and creatures. But we can make art. We can dance. We can tell stories. We can build houses. You know what I'm trying to say anyway. So I encourage you to write your thoughts down. If you've been thinking about writing a book, you can write out an ebook. Like on the computer with the keyboard, and you can research how to upload it onto the internet where people can download it as like a PDF file. And as I said before, it doesn't have to be anything it's not. It just has to be from you, and it has to be... Doesn't have to be, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Truth and integrity. So, being true to yourself, and doing things with integrity. So do things from the heart. Don't create something for, like, a dodgy reason. Create things just to create things, and try and make them beautiful, and put yourself into it. So, like, when you're creating art, it's an extension of yourself. It's your own thoughts and feelings into your own art. If you're writing a song, write a song about your life. If you're writing a book, write about your life. If you're drawing a picture, draw something that resonates with you. That might help you, that idea. Like, if you're wondering how to or what to, just do it, make it you. Put yourself into it. And yeah. So yeah, we can dance. We can dance if we want to. We can leave our friends behind. The safety dance. See what I mean about funny songs and cheering yourself up? It's about cheering yourself up, really. And being proud of you. And also what I was going to talk about is how often we don't see our own potential, like our own full potential, but really we have dormant gifts and abilities within us that are like locked away, and we have to, if we want, we can try and unlock them. And when you're writing things, that's why they call it spelling, because it's kind of like a magic spell. Even the power of your voice is powerful. Like, words are very powerful, because every time you speak a word, it changes the vibration and atmosphere along with the intention and energy of those words. You know what I mean. So yeah, remember to breathe, as I said, because often, I don't want to go too negative, but often when you're feeling anxious, you sort of shallow breathe and you forget to breathe, and next minute your brain's like not getting oxygen and you got a headache. And so just be easy. Take it easy on yourself. Like, don't be so judgmental of your own art and creativity. Just everyone's at their own level. But that's why we have paintings like the Mona Lisa and Picasso, and recordings like Michael Jackson and Pink Floyd, all those classic. The world would not be the same without creativity. It would be very boring and crappy. But yeah, I'm getting a lot about finances and business and working and new business ideas, but maybe that's what I mean. Like, if you start creating things and you keep creating and you actually practice making it better and better, eventually you might be able to sell it. Like, say something like, if you create these beautiful pictures or paintings, you might actually be able to sell it, because if you find the right people and place to sell it at, you could make money. And you know what, if you make a really good one, just say you make a really good song or painting or writing, you can do it again and again. But that, you don't have to think so grandiose. It's just I'm trying to talk about what makes us human and what separates us from the animals. Like, congratulations, you are part of the only species that can make it off the planet in spaceships, But you don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to sell your soul, You don't have to be so hard on yourself. Because it can become like a trap, Like, just say you're in a band or you're or something, and you sign a contract and you're forced to make that work. That's when it becomes a trap. But just be true to yourself, and everything happens in divine timing. So, like, you never know what could be around the corner, That's what I was trying to say about anything can happen, because if you start to put your thoughts into your writing and artwork, and then you put it aside and you come back to it, you'll be amazed at how smart and intelligent and special and powerful you really were at the time, That's why it's good to record things. We have the ability to record. That's what this all is, stories and artwork and cave paintings and stuff were all a way of recording, like, knowledge and wisdom, So put your wisdom and knowledge into it too, And get your feelings out. So express yourself, even if it's in front of nobody. Just be silly, Be serious, be silly. There's a time and place for everything. And I'm getting new beginnings. So if you've been putting this aside for a long time, now there's the time to start. And you might be surprised what you'll learn about yourself, and someone in down the road in time might find it beautiful, you know. I'm going to leave it right there. If this message resonated with you in any way, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more. Peace out.